Hi, my beautiful souls. I hope everybody is doing well today. We're going to do a very different reading today. I spent hours and hours meditating, cleansing my energy, and I just recently finished a personal reading that I did for a family member that was in need. So I decided that I was going to come on here and also record and see what we get. For her, I also did a wax reading, so we'll see where this reading will guide us. I will probably add that too. However, I was holding this beautiful elephant crystal ball that I was given as a gift, about to place it on the table. And when I looked up at my device, I don't know if you can see it on the camera the way I see it, but doesn't that look like 3 figures right there? 1, 2, 3. It looks like 3 people, 3 spirit beings, guides. It's like they wanted to show themselves. I held my hand in this exact way because I had to press record and have you guys see what I saw. I know I'm not the only one seeing that, right? And it's crazy because then the reflection of the candle with this creates this orb of light around these, what seems like 3 figures, which are the spirit team that will be guiding us today, which is the light of the divine. And that's what I'm also being shown. It's your spirit team, your ancestors, your guides, your angels, our angels, giving us protection. They want you to know right away how protected you are. And they wanted you to see a physical representation of that. When they protect you, though you may not see it, they surround us with this light. It's very similar to this color, even if we don't see it. It's like, think about it as being in the center of an egg-shaped ball of light. And that is their energy that heals us, that protects us. So when anything negative is sent to us, it bounces right off. I found that remarkable. If you see anything else in that image that I'm not picking up right now, let me know in the comments, because sometimes, and it's happened a lot on this channel actually, I've had people in the comments say, hey, I see this on your table, or hey, I see that on your table, especially when I had that wooden table. Do you remember? It wasn't white, it was wooden, so it had the it had a lot of like stains and marks on it, and sometimes it would form images that would turn into messages, and none of it is an accident. And I would go back and look and say, hey, oh my gosh, I see it, you're right. Right? Well, if elephants are significant for you, take that as an omen. If there's anything that you see as significant to you, take it as an omen. I call only beings of light into this space. Archangel Michael, please come protect us always. Only give us messages that will serve our highest good. Please push away anything that is unwanted, any negative energy, negative entity that may be affecting me or the collective. Let us know everything we need to know today. Okay. Last but not least, and like I said, I hope you guys don't mind my speed today. Usually I just go straight to it and I'm very quick with the readings. But like I said, I've been meditating for a while, so there is no such thing as time. Time is an illusion. So if at any moment, all of the rituals that I'm doing right now, cleansing the space, talking, an intro, calling my guides, calling Archangel Michael, if at any moment you feel, as I light this Palo Santo, that you're losing patience, and you feel yourself saying, just get on with the message already. And Archangel Michael is letting me know to say this, actually. They're doing that on purpose. They're bringing your shadow to the surface. Because that energy of wanting to force things to go fast, I need it now. I need the message right now. I can't wait. That urgency. That is double energy. That holds us back. That takes us away from our center, from our calm, which ultimately will block our blessings. Our blessings can't be permanently blocked, but it can delay it. Right? Because that's an energy of anxiety. That's an anxiety energy. That's a low vibration. That vibration slows down how quickly we receive the blessings that are coming for us. Remember, there is no such thing as time when it comes to the universe. So whether you get a blessing or everything that you're praying for today or in 3 years, the divine just sees it in terms of energy. What's meant for you is still going to happen. But since you're here on Earth on the 3D, and you do see time as linear, even though you know it's not, you don't want things to take forever, do you? Right? So it's like counterintuitive, right? When we're in that energy, this anxious energy, this energy of wanting to get things done fast, since there's no such thing as time when it comes to energy, that energy of wanting things to happen fast actually slows down time. If that makes sense. You're trying to make time go quicker, but then inadvertently you're making time go slower. That's the way that they're putting it to me. By the way, if you're new here, I'm channeling, so this is not just an intro. The moment I called my spirit team, they already took over my body, and they're already giving you this message. I'm just going with the energy. But that's what they're saying. That's something someone needs to hear here. Since you think of time that way, that's how they're explaining it. Don't you know that the energy of feeling like you need to get everything done right now, you think you can get something done faster? There's a balance to that, right? Of course, when you're manifesting something, you need to put energy into it. And the more energy, the more you're going to get back. However, when it gets, there's a fine line. When you cross the line of it turning into devil energy, where you're neglecting your health, where you're not sleeping right, where you're getting anxious and frustrated because things aren't happening the way you want it, when you want it, but you end up doing, even if you work hard, that low vibration makes it impossible for all the high vibrational blessings that are trying to come into your space, into your being, that are trying to resonate with you. So then you're slowing down what's meant to come to you sooner. So it's up to you. What are you going to do about this anxious energy? Because I'm also seeing, he just showed me, by he, I'm talking about Archangel Michael's here very clearly. I see him. The Nine of Swords energy. I didn't even pull a card yet, but he's right here. Oh, when I connect after a long time of meditation, it's amazing because it's so easy. It's so much easier to connect. Nine of Swords energy. Nine of Swords, he's showing me the card. Nine of Swords is that anxious energy, that overthinking energy. You might be conscious of it, you might not. It's like someone sleeping in their bed, worried about something, wondering when something's going to manifest, wanting to know when a relationship is going to come through, when they're going to get the job of their dreams, when they're going to have the energy to do X, Y, and Z, when they're going to have the house of their dreams, when they're going to have enough money to do this, when they're going to be able to do that, etc., etc. I'm actually seeing somebody that has been in that Nine of Swords energy for so long that you don't even realize you're in it. What does that mean? It's like the energy of numbness, but it still moves everything you do. Sometimes you've been in that Nine of Swords energy so long that you kind of become frozen in a way. It's an interesting energy that he's showing me, because it's like frozen and also pushy at the same time. Like you're uncomfortable because things aren't the way you want them to be, but then you're also kind of frozen in anxiety somewhere, like something. And that's because there's something, honey, in your subconscious that needs to be cleared, that you're afraid of clearing. You're afraid of going there. And that Wheel of Fortune is coming for you. The Archangel Michael just showed me that Wheel of Fortune card. The Wheel of Fortune is karma. Positive karma is coming for you. It's also destiny, the card of destiny. Something huge, a new chapter, a new timeline is waiting for you. But that wheel can't turn until you face something in that subconscious that you're avoiding. Now, if it's in your subconscious, how do you know what it is? Archangel Michael is saying, meditate, consciously connect with him. He's going to guide you to get in touch with those feelings that you're not feeling, so to say. I'm getting the message of somebody that it's that like that Nine of Swords energy, but however, you've been in there so long that you might have been asking, like, what happened to me? Why, why do I feel like like it's kind of like a flat affect, right? Like where it's hard for you to feel happy or excited or sad or mad or anything. Like you notice that maybe your emotions are a little bit muted sometimes and then a little bit extreme on others. That's because you're living every day fight or flight. So there's something you need to release. And it's something in regards to not just childhood. Archangel Michael is showing me we've done a lot of energy work in terms of that, but there's more energy work to be that needs to take place in relation to forgiving yourself and others that have hurt you in the past in the department of love, because you're not just, I feel like you haven't really fully processed, because it's something that you went through in the past, either recently or really far in the past. Again, time doesn't matter. Hurt you really bad and it made you angry. So you never really cried it out, fully processed it. Or you never could forgive the person. So you just acted like it didn't exist, but that energy has to be released. Okay? You can't just walk away from somebody in the past and have a great new life. You can even have somebody new, but you never cleared out the energy of whoever you were dealing with in the past. So that blocks everything. That doesn't just block, it blocks blessings, but it can even, I don't know why I'm also hearing like your fertility. It can affect your fertility. It can affect your health. It blocks your body. Because it's not just the energy of healing. It's not just about healing whatever this person did to you. I'm getting also the energy of you having a hard time forgiving yourself for ever being in the position of allowing somebody like this into your life and wasting years of your life. That's the way that Archangel Michael is telling me that you're seeing it. Like, why did I allow this person in my life in the first place? Why did I think it was okay to accept less than I deserve? Why did I stay with somebody that wasn't making me happy? Why did I obsess over somebody that I thought was my twin flame, but they were nothing more than a narcissist or a loser or just a karmic partner? Why did I trick myself into thinking these things? So it's more, you're not just healing the energy of whatever they've done to you or put you through, but also you were asking the right questions if all of this is resonating with you. You ask those questions and then you kind of turn it off. But you're not. You have to keep asking until you find the answer so you can release that energy. Because that's exactly what's going on here, right? It's almost like you may not even realize it. That's what subconscious means. You may not realize it. It's almost like you're mad at yourself. Like, why do I continue to allow this to happen? Why do I continue to allow myself to stay in situations for too long? Why do I continue to trick myself into thinking somebody is the love of my life and whatever? And now you find yourself, Archangel Michael is saying, in a place where you've either completely cut yourself off from love altogether, or completely cut yourself from being open to emotional experiences, or you are in relationships right now and you still have a boundary with that person. Even if you think you don't, you're not giving them all that you could. Or it's affecting your health or your happiness or your fertility, or it's definitely affecting you right now, whether you're with somebody new or not. Because this has more to do with shame. You have deep shame, okay? And that's not your fault. That was implanted in you, honey. You could have lived with somebody growing up that was very critical of you, instilled that shame in there, that program. You could have had a parent that was super loving. On the flip side, Archangel Michael is telling me, and did everything right. However, maybe you lived in a single parent home where by default something was missing, but you know that they try really hard, right? Maybe you lived in a home where you were neglected a lot, not because your parent was awful, but because they had to work 2 jobs to put food on the table. So either way, whether it was on purpose or not, there's some kind of, I'm getting like neglect energy, shame energy, something. For some of you, you know, you could have struggled with addictions, or somebody in your life also. So Archangel Michael's just asking you, saying, hey, I'm protecting you. Every day. I want to make happen what you want to happen. I want to make it happen for you. You might have recently asked, prayed for something specific. Archangel Michael, God, and Spirit saying they heard you, but we need you to really take care of this. You might not know how. Again, meditate. Find a way. And meditation doesn't just mean going on a bed, closing your eyes and meditating. That doesn't work for everybody. There's some people whose physical body has a brain that's not neurotypical and things like that. It's very hard, you know, to quiet your mind. That's okay. Some people are able to meditate while driving in the car or while running, whatever works for you, or while drawing. They're showing me somebody that draws here. That could be, or somebody that tattoos. There's somebody that does makeup, something with their hands. It helps you meditate, helps you tap in. I'm going to lead you. I need you to fully let go. And in the reason why cord cuttings haven't worked, Archangel Michael is also saying, the reason cord cutting hasn't worked, if you've tried some kind of energy cord cutting ritual, why you feel like that hasn't been effective is because cord cutting is never going to be effective if you don't really know. You're trying to cut the cord energetically with someone without acknowledging what about you attracted this person to begin with. Everybody's a reflection of you one way or another. So if you dealt with somebody that was an addict, if you dealt with someone that abandoned you, if you dealt with someone that didn't commit to you, if you dealt with someone that was a narcissist, you have to look in the mirror, whether you want to accept it or not, and say, there's something about me that was also an addict one way or another, whether it was substances or not. There was an aspect, this person was a narcissist. Why do I keep attracting them? Well, because you have to become okay with the narcissistic parts of yourself. You don't have to be a full-blown narcissist to have narcissistic traits. Once you're able to acknowledge that everyone, one way or another, is a reflection of you, trying to point things out about you, you're able to then really actually cut the cord. It's hard though, right? Let's say you were with someone that was narcissistic. It's hard. Somebody hurt you bad. Nobody is minimizing what you've gone through. But it is hard to look in the mirror and also say, well, I also have narcissistic traits. Because you're angry, because you feel like, well, they did me dirty or they were abusive. I didn't deserve it. No, you didn't. But the divine doesn't work like that. The divine always tries to push people towards the light, even if they're really engulfed in the dark, right? So they will bring people, they will allow people to be in your life, again, so that they can mirror something back to you that you're avoiding. Or just shrugging away, right? Like, yeah, I guess I could be a little selfish too, right? But you're focused more on what they did to you, right? We can't live that way. You can't transmute energy from negative to positive without doing that. So there's some shadow work that needs to be done, Archangel Michael says. Because blessings are coming. And that's what we're going to talk about now. That was 22 minutes of channeling, and I hope it made sense for somebody. Ultimately, Archangel Michael just wants you to move forward and have what you desire. There's something, you either have something specific that you desire that hasn't been coming through, or every time you make a plan, things fall through, or you can't find the energy, or you're having health issues, or there's something that needs to be awakened, or you're looking for your soul's purpose. You don't even know where to look. Either way, if you're still here, you're all in the same energy. And Archangel Michael wants to answer your prayer right now. But he needed you to know that first. He needed you to hear that first. There's something about you that you're not acknowledging. And you have to acknowledge it without judgment, without judging yourself, without avoidance, without losing patience. Let's see where else this reading takes us. Not before I have a drink of water. I don't know if the army is significant for someone, or the military. That just came to my mind. Just suddenly came to my mind. Again, I'm just letting go. This reading is going to be interesting in that way, where my guides are telling me they're just going to throw out a lot of details. Some will relate to you, some won't. But if that was confirmation for someone, it's either that was a confirmation for you, someone's in the military or was, or there's a past life energy related to somebody that you have some kind of past life connection with somebody that was in the military. And had and battled with some kind of PTSD, or had to leave their family without saying goodbye or something like that. And that's going to make sense for somebody that has a lot to do with the way you are, how you are today. That could be for one person. It doesn't matter, right? I'm going to leave the elephant here. Gonna leave him. Okay, that was a lot of channeling, but again, I was just gonna let go and see where it took us. Maybe it's time to move the elephant, actually. I need some space. Oh. The Knight of Wands in reverse. I'll take it the way it comes. I usually don't read reversals, but this device keeps shaking. I'm sorry if you see some shaking on the screen. I have to find a way to stabilize this. The Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh. The Knight of Wands. Man. The Knight of Wands is known to be somebody that's in and out of your life, or, you know, here for a good time. In reverse, it's even worse. You see this card as somebody there with a wand, like, here I am, all hot. You see somebody in a race car again, you know, it's like they turn you on. It's somebody that you have a one-night stands with, etc. In reverse, it's even more fleeting. It's even more fleeting. And that's just confirming, you know, that you are tired of people that are charming. And you ask yourself, there's a fear there that you need to acknowledge. Two things. You may have three things, Archangel Michael saying. You may have cut yourself off from dating completely because you have a past, unfortunately, where many people have charmed you, and you might have fell for it, right? And you felt used, confused, right? Some of you, because it happens so many times, that is the reason why you stay longer than you should in relationships that are not for you, because you rather, it's like lying to yourself, right? Like you rather hold on to a false sense of stability than to admit that, another one bites the dust. Here we go again. For some of you, you have somebody great in your life right now, or somebody great is coming into your life very soon, and there is a warning that because you had a past with people like this, everybody doesn't have to suffer because of that. Understand that you're a little bit more guarded now, who you let in, right? But you got to give people a chance, because other people are not to blame. What you need to do is the shadow work that we talked about, so that you can figure out how to tell the difference between people like this and actual soulmates and people in good energy that have your best interest in mind. Once you have that radar in place, you don't have to, no one has to suffer, right? Because you just won't take anybody seriously that is not serious, and you won't affect people that are. And you won't cut yourself off from love. Okay? The initials T or A may be important to somebody, or TA one way or another. It says TA there. I don't know why. It does. 8 of Wands. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have that. Wow, okay. What do we have here? Oh, with the World. 2 travel cards back to back. 8 of Wands and the World. You may be thinking about moving somewhere. There's going to be an opportunity for you to travel. Or this is just confirmation that we're talking about you. If you're somebody that travels a lot, somebody that lives in a country you're not native to, this is for you. The World's card is also the card of closing out chapters. I figured out, sorry, the TA is the name of the creator of this deck, which is Todd Alcott. So I don't know that way if that stood out. Maybe Todd or Alcott has something to do with you. Okay, the World's card is also closing out cycles. So again, we are officially closing out cycles. We're officially closing out the emotional cycles, the things that affected us because of these people that have played with our emotions in the past, or the people that we allowed to be in our lives for too long, or the people that we chose that we knew were not good for us, but we still allowed in our space, okay? With the World's card, we're being asked to close that out. Take care of that energy and do it fast, because new things are coming for you. There is a soulmate or somebody very important that the divine is just waiting for the right moment to bring you two to meet. So you need to be energetically ready. If you are in a connection, then marriage is on the table. Having a child is on the table. Moving in together is on the table. You can't bring this energy with you. There's an energy of a move, though. Specifically, you may be moving into a new house, thinking about moving into a new place, thinking about moving overseas or to another state. A lot of plans, okay? There's a lot of plans on the table, literally. This move is going to allow you to come full circle. It's the piece that was missing. For some of you, and maybe not all of you, but for some of you, the divine is moving you somewhere new to get you away from the energy of where you are right now. You may have in the past been around a crowd that doesn't serve you anymore. It doesn't mean that people outgrow people, right? Let's say maybe you're around friends that were very shallow, that your connections only revolved around drinking or smoking or going out or a shooting range. I just saw that and there's a gun there. Going out to have fun, but there was nothing very, unfortunately, being around that energy long term, the divine is saying, does affect you, because you need real connections in your life. And if for some of you, if you have people, also for some of you, some of the people that you are around, unfortunately, have not chosen to ascend, to elevate. Maybe they are tied to something that you already healed in the past. If you got through an addiction, Archangel Michael is very proud of you, but you can't be around the people, okay, that led you to that addiction or enabled it or are still in their own addiction, as much as you want to help them. Okay, because that energy is holding you back, I'm being told. With the Three of Pentacles here, I'm also being shown that there may be 3 significant either situations, jobs, or relationships that, you know, have affected you the most. I'm counting 3 in particular. You already closed out energetically, you know, 2 of them, but there is one more. The divine is pointing you to the last bit that needs to heal. It's like, you know, once you bring some awareness into this energy that you need to just acknowledge and release, everything changes from then on. You don't need alcohol at the end of the night anymore. You don't need a cigarette because you're stressed out. You don't need to, you know, smoke anything if you do, or, you know, cannabis, I don't know, whatever you're into, or any kind of escapism, okay? You don't need any of that anymore, because maybe, or a vape, maybe, you know, there's a lot of things that you do, I feel that coping mechanisms to avoid that last bit. But that's the last final piece that's missing. Also, in terms of moving, you have maybe moved 3 times or 2 times, but there's one final move where you're being told to go somewhere new that's going to bring you, again, a lot of abundance, more money. Pentacles or pentacles afterwards, right? You may be trying to make a plan. Again, you made a plan for a new career, you started something new, and then somewhere down the line you kind of got stuck. And that's the energy that Archangel Michael kind of spoke about in the beginning, right? Where, you know, you start something and then you lose motivation, you get stuck, something like that. Okay, what is this about? Whoa, wow, we have a King of Cups and the 5 of Cups. Why do we have the King of Cups and the 5 of Cups? See, the King of Cups is beautiful energy. Okay, I see, with the 10 of Swords. Okay. Somebody was deceived in the past. Oh, I just got the chills. Somebody was deceived with that 7 of Swords energy there. Man, the King of Cups, I see why, you know, what's affecting you in terms of relationships. There is somebody, whether female or male, that really seemed like a sweetheart, wearing a suit, seemed like they had it all together. Maybe they lived somewhere near the water. See a lot of boats there. Maybe they seemed like they were wealthy or had their life together, but cups are all about emotion. So they served you emotionally one way or another. And you thought very highly of them. With that cup that king is holding, there's no water there to be given, though. It was like it's an illusion, right? You got together with them and they were emotionally dry. What is that about? You could have traveled with them somewhere where there's a lot of fishing, blue waters, water, boats, you know, things like that. It's like they seem solid in a way, but at the same time, their cup was empty. So that left you very dissatisfied, very sad, feeling burdened. 10 of Swords. That relationship could have ended. You could have ended that relationship. However, this 10 of Swords here shows a man with a suit with the 10 swords in the back. So it could be, honestly, for some of you, there's an energy of you being the one that backstabbed this person. Okay, one way or another. Or maybe you don't see it that way, but this person took it that way. Or you could, especially with the woman here being the one, you know, being sneaky here. That doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Okay, so maybe there's some kind of guilt in relations to that you need to release if that's you. Again, genders don't matter. If you're in a same-sex relationship, just flip it, reverse it, do whatever you need to do. Because, see, what happened, the divine's saying, you know, and remember, things could be flipped. I can say that you're the one that hurt them, but maybe it was them to you. But there was definitely somebody here that looked good on paper, right? They were solid in one aspect. But when you looked inside their cup was actually, like, you would assume that somebody in a suit had it all together. But when you looked in their cup was actually empty. Meaning, like, they were either emotionally detached, or they wouldn't commit to the relationship, right? They wouldn't give their emotions to you. They wouldn't call you their boyfriend or girlfriend. They wouldn't want to commit, or they were stunted emotionally somehow, or they never said I love you, or, you know, like, there was a lot of contradictions. Whatever the case may be, connecting with this person more and more and more and more left you in this Five of Cups energy, which is like, you know, sadness or dissatisfaction, because you had an idea of what this could be and it wasn't. So if that led you to then move forward and find somebody else, and you have some kind of guilt because you ended it with this person, you know, even though they didn't do anything outright wrong, or, you know, but they did. Maybe it wasn't malicious, but this person did not show up for you the way they were supposed to show up for you, or in a way that was fulfilling. So you have to forgive yourself for letting them, you know, ending it and moving on. However, the divine is saying, if you did do that, like, if this led you to cheat because this person was emotionally dry, Archangel Michael and the divine and your spirit guides are saying what you really need to ask yourself, going back to the channeled message in the beginning. And again, I'm sorry that this device, like, every time I look, it's shaking. I had to find a way to stabilize it. There's no reason for you to have to go in the Seven of Swords and feel like you got to do things behind their backs to leave a relationship. What you really need to look at and heal is what about you is attracting people that are emotionally detached? What about you allows it to go on longer than it needs to? And what is it about you that feels like it's easier to step away in a secret way rather than just cutting it off when you realize it's not going to work out, and calling it a karmic lesson, you know? And that comes from a place of feeling like you deserve love. Because if you really, really know and feel that you deserve love, you would never feel like you have to stay with someone for longer than you need to for no reason, you know, even though you're dissatisfied, etc. You would be able to speak clearly and have your intentions and what you expect and what you're willing to do and not do in a relationship. All of those things would be clear. There should be no sneaking around. For some of you, it was the other way around, right? For some of you, somebody literally, like, the King of Cups, like, they seemed like they were everything. And then behind the scenes, they could have been the type that was like great outside, and then when you were home, they were actually hurting you, right? Like it was all a facade. Or you really, or there was somebody that you thought was it. And they deceived you. Seven of Swords could also be self-deception. And it left you, again, like 10 of Swords is like so tired. Like, you know, like that's it. This shut you down. The divine needs you now to move on from that energy one way or another. Okay? Push through. I just picked that up with the 10 of Wands. It shows somebody, they have like, I don't think she has any clothes on. Red reminds me of devil energy. It doesn't matter. She has all those 10 wands, that burden on her back. Again, gender doesn't matter. But she's pushing through, like, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna move forward. The divine doesn't want you to continue to think about this. The divine does not want you to cut yourself off. Because I'm gonna show you It's approaching. I'm going to put those that we already got over there. Why? I just split it and there's the Fool card. Why? Because a new beginning is coming. Look at you, with the 9 of Pentacles. What a difference in energy. Wow. 9 of Pentacles is a single abundant person feeling sexy, feeling abundant, feeling like you can have it all. You're ready to allow a relationship and for things in your life. This is not just about love, to flow. For some of you, you've let yourself go because of this, right? Like you stopped taking care of your health, your appearance, or you just, it's all a feeling, right? You just maybe don't feel sexy, don't feel handsome anymore. Just going through things like this cyclically so many times will do that to you. The divine is saying that's coming. What's coming is coming back to who you used to be, who you always still are, and this is who you are. You might be somebody in the public eye. 6 of Wands, there's public recognition coming toward your way one way or another. Could it be because of a wedding? Could it be because of something that you're going to be giving to the community? There's something about the public eye. Are you trying to move into a city? I see big buildings here. There's confetti, some kind of celebration. It's ultimately a sign of freedom, but you may have isolated yourself a little bit. The 6 of Wands is saying that you're coming back to who you were, right? Ready to be seen again. There's some, maybe you stopped wanting to be seen for a while. So I see that coming. Maybe a new hair color, new you, new haircut. Again, we saw a move. If you're thinking about moving, the divine's saying that's the right choice. Maybe your, new health routine, whatever it is, that spark for life is coming back. I'm also seeing somebody that is trying to, again, you're getting your strength back. There you go with that strength card. I'm also seeing somebody that is trying to go into trying to go into a profession that has something to do with the, oh my gosh, look, that 4 of Swords. I said, oh my gosh, look, because what was about to come out of my mouth was literally these 2 cards. What I was gonna say, some of you wanna go into a profession after this experience that you had that will gain you a lot of gain notoriety for you. And you will be known for. And it has, for some of you, a lot to do with, again, sharing your experience, things that you've gone through in order to help people spiritually as the High Priestess to get them out of this slumber, this 4 of Swords energy. The 4 of Swords is good. It's a card of meditation, relaxing, gathering your energy before the big reveal, gathering your energy spiritually before, you're like ready for a new life, a new job, a new move, like gathering, healing, kind of like what I said I did today for hours, right? I dedicated today to doing that. I dropped my daughter off at camp this morning, and I just spent a good amount of time, again, with spiritual baths and all these things that I needed to do, meditating, and ultimately giving a reading to somebody very special to me for free that was going through something, even if I'm not offering private readings, because the energy of, I felt after all that cleansing, the energy of giving back is also very important to me. And I did that, and then I came on here. There's something about maybe some of you want to go into some kind of career that helps people get in tune with their with spirituality, with their guides, with their healing. Maybe you want to become an energy healing, maybe something that'll help people, counseling. This might be something in the public eye. Maybe you want to open a YouTube channel, write a book, open a healing business, Reiki, I'm seeing. Yoga instructor, I'm seeing. That's for some of you. Either way, you're coming back into this energy, this renewed strength. And you know, with the infinity sign on top of her there, again, gender doesn't matter. That's forever. Once you wake up, once you heal this last bit that Archangel Michael's trying to push you to, because the Four of Swords and the High Priestess is that. It's healing. It's taking the necessary time to communicate with the divine, to regroup, to heal your energy, to connect with your guides, to get to know who your guides are. Maybe you've been feeling disconnected, and you will do that. And once you do, you're not going back ever. Like everything that you've gone through, all this, something about, you know, cyclical, these blockages that you've had, they're gonna stop, they're gonna end. You're also very gifted. Do you know that? You have a spiritual gift. Why aren't you sharing that with the world? What else is coming through? What are the blessings that you talked about? Oh, hold on. That wasn't meant to be. It didn't feel right. This is 7 of Cups. There's some kind of confusion in your mind. You're not sure what to do, what's right, what's wrong. King of Swords. Some of you, be careful of some of masculine energy that's trying to create some kind of, yeah, definitely a masculine energy. As I said with the Emperor, the Five of Wands is some kind of strife, some kind of conflict here. There is somebody, doesn't have to be a man, okay? But they're very they have a dominant energy, trying to get in your mind or somebody that you love's mind. Very manipulative person that's trying to create conflict. There's a controlling energy here. You're going to be able to, you know, all of this is going to come to your awareness. This is going to be made very clear to you. Okay? Or there's some kind of father wound that is precisely what you're going in with the Four of Swords and the High Priestess to heal. Precisely. Exactly. It's time to heal that. That's what causes a lot of conflict. But the King of Swords is like an ice king. So we are ending the cycle of continuing to attract. This could be narcissistic energy. This is an ice king. Didn't we speak about that before? Yes, that came through. People that seem like they were like good on paper, or you had a connection with them or whatever, and then when you come to try to connect with them emotionally, they were neglectful. One way or another, they didn't open up emotionally how you wanted them to. They were cold. And you know what happens when that happens? When somebody's cold like that, oh, it creates a lot of conflict. That's the Five of Wands. They're controlling with themselves, not emotional enough. You were okay with that. Maybe you were always trying to fix somebody, you know, trying to help them. The divine's saying you gotta get out of that energy. There's no such thing as fixing anybody. That's an escape. That's you escaping from wanting to heal yourself. The person that is meant for you is going to come as a full package, and they're never going to leave you feeling like you have to be in this Seven of Cups energy, which is thoughts all over the place. Do they feel this? Do they feel that? Do they feel this? Do they feel that? Are they going to want to get married, or is this a waste of time? Are they cheating? Do they have another woman, another man? Are they hiding something? Are they secretly, I just heard secretly gay and I don't know it. Wow, like there was a time that you were okay allowing people into your life that would have you in this energy, like trying to guess everything that they're doing, thinking, feeling for you. Honey, the person that God has for you is never going to make you feel that way. That was a father wound I'm getting, or a masculine wound that you needed to heal. As I try to light that, this is my guardian angel candle. It just went out. But that's the guardian angel's way of saying, oh, but don't worry, while you were going through that, we protected you the best that we could. Everything, you don't have to feel guilty. Everything happened for a reason. It was a lesson, because now you know this energy is draining. And you know what I see by the turban? I know that turbans have a lot more religious significance to that, so please, I don't mean any kind of offense to anybody, okay? But it's like you yourself are trying to become like the high priestess to try to figure this person out. You shouldn't be having to pull tarot cards on a regular basis to figure out somebody's feelings or thoughts, or if they're coming back, they're going to call you. You can't live like that. The person that is meant for you is never going to put you in that energy to have to go through all that. You don't have to be a wizard, to try to figure them out, because they want to be cold as ice. They're just going to come through spiritually ready. It's going to be an equal give and take from the beginning. You're going to feel peace. But you know what I'm getting? Because of what you went through, there's going to be an aspect of you that's going to be feeling a little bit cold with the person that God either has sent your way or is sending your way. I'm getting in the next few months. And the next person that, if you want children, the person that God recently sent you, or will send you soon if they haven't, you're going to have a child with them. Or I'm seeing they already have a child. You might already have a child. Something about a girl and a boy. The girl may be older. You need to clear this energy, because you may be, again, kind of without wanting to, now being overprotective and closed off on somebody when the right person was sent to you or is going to be sent to you. I feel like even if you hear this reading, you're still going to do it. But the Archangel Michael is saying that's how you're going to know. That's how you're going to know. Oh my God. But it came out in reverse. I mean, I don't like, who wants to see the devil? But you know when I want to see the devil? I want to see the devil when the devil's in reverse. Because when the devil is upright, it says enslaved woman, the enslaved man. It's devil energy. It's exactly everything that we're talking about. That lack of emotion, everything that we just spoke about, the you attracting neglectful people or having to be a wizard to figure out their emotions, etc. All of that is devil energy. It comes from a place of lack. I love seeing this in reverse, right? Oh, the divine is here to try to remove that. Look what's at the bottom. Oh my God, how are they going to remove that? Look, boom. 10 of Cups with the moon and the Ace of Pentacles. The moon is feminine energy, and it's also, again, the subconscious. The moon is the subconscious, also something very deep and hidden. So that's what the divine is bringing all of these like deep hidden things out from the subconscious, to your consciousness so that you can continue to have, so that you can have this Ten of Cups, this relationship, this family that you need. An Ace of Pentacles, a brand new beginning. Somebody is going to be getting engaged in the future. That is in your future. This is a very stable beginning with no double energy. There's no double energy attached to the relationship that the divine is bringing you. That's meant for you. There is none attached. The moon means that this connection is going to go very deep. But you know what the divine is showing me is that this is how you're going to know. There's going to be the test. If the person that they send is your person, how are you going to know? Like, since I did this so many times, number one, if you do what Archangel Michael is asking you to do in terms of the healing, that's going to ease some of the Seven of Cups energy that you saw, like, right? That's a confusion energy, instability, you know, the lack of trust, because you're going to know. Also, but even if they're warning you, I still feel like this is going to happen. Archangel Michael is showing me. Unfortunately, someone's going to be sent your way, or they already did. And this time you're going to be the one that's going to be a little closed off and guarded. You're the one that's going slower than what you would have. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Sorry, I just had to piece this back together. You may have noticed, you may not. My fire alarm just started. That might be an omen for some of you. It's probably because of how much I lit the Palo Santo. This is a very small room. Very small room. I'm also very hot, but I don't want to turn on the AC because, again, it's a very small room. And when I do that, the air that it blows goes directly into the candles, and then it's also very loud. Anyway. Everything's an omen, you know. The fact that the alarm just went off goes hands in hand. And look, at the bottom of this, like a caution symbol, goes hands in hand with the message that I was getting, you know. Actually, nothing's an accident. Nothing. It's like the divine saying, even though they're warning you, they can see there's no such thing as time. They can see the future. They can see the past. They can see everything. And they can see you healing this. And then this person, this is how you're gonna know they're your person. You're not gonna feel the obsessive energy with them. On the contrary, guys, you're gonna be the one that's gonna be kind of blocked. And you might have been for a while, but you're actually, something about this person is going to make you want to give them a chance, but with conditions, so to say, right? Like, fine, we can start dating, but I'm not moving in with you. Or I want to take it slow. Or hey, I don't want to date at all. I'm just letting you know in advance. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm not looking to date. I'm not looking for anything romantic. I'm just looking for a friend. So if you're asking me out to lunch or dinner, we can absolutely go to lunch or dinner, but I just want a friend, and I don't want anything sexual, nothing, right? Comes with a warning. Or you're with someone and there's something that you're holding back from them, one way or another, right? Like, maybe they said they wanted to get married and you're like, oh, I need time. And now you're the one that's being slow. And then you may be asking yourself, the divine showing me, like, you're asking yourself, maybe this is what's also causing you to be in the Nine of Swords, actually. You're asking yourself, am I feeling this way because they're the wrong person for me? Or am I feeling this way, you know, because I'm free because of my past? What is the divine? You're having a hard time figuring out what the divine is trying to tell you. Oh my goodness, the Queen of Wands in reverse. With the Queen of Swords on top. Oh, man. With all due respect, this energy, eek. The Queen of Wands in reverse, it's like other woman vibes. Please don't put yourself, this is a warning for some of you, please don't put yourself in a situation where you're somebody's other woman. Please don't. Or could it be for some of you, you met somebody, right, and they had not finalized their divorce or something like that, so you were like, you know, I'm gonna be the Queen of Swords, meaning I'm gonna be a little icy with you until that's finalized. You need to prove that to me. If that's you, this is a confirmation. But what I'm getting here is to confirm my message. This is going to be how you know that you're asking the divine, how do I know if I'm just not attracted to this person, or like, I don't know what is well, or if it's fear. And this may have happened to you already, or it may, I'm telling you what's to come. That's our purpose here. Well, this is how you're going to know. Because you're going to feel a connection with them. You're going to feel seductive. You're going to feel some kind of seduction energy towards them. But you're going to actively be able to use your mind. You're going to try to use your mind. Swords signify your mind. You're going to try to use your mind the whole time, right? Like, okay, I feel this way, but I gotta keep it cool. I'm not ready for a relationship. Here, I'm gonna block you with this sword, just letting you know I don't want anything. I don't want anything. Or maybe they're the ones that are coming through, you know, in a seductive energy. But the Queen of Wands in reverse is manipulative. I don't like the Queen of Wands in reverse. But could it be that it's because, you know, one way or another, you're gonna be manipulating yourself? Because you're trying to act like you don't want something romantic. And then you're going to come home at night and say, but I really feel a connection with this person. You know? So it's like, now you're being the confusing one. But how you're going to know if this is the person that Archangel Michael and the divine and your guides are talking to you about, so that you can look out for them in the future, or if you're already with them, how are you going to know? This time you're not going to be the one obsessing over it. You're not going to be, you know, dealing with someone that doesn't have emotions. You're not going to be dealing with someone that you have to watch tarot readings for because you don't know what the hell they're thinking, and they're not going to ghost you. It's going to be nothing like that. You're not going to be wondering what they meant with a text. You're not going to be wondering none of that. You're going to actually be able to control this lust energy with them. And they're going to be able to control it too. Because you're going to attempt to set a boundary. Like, I'm not looking for anything, or, you know. And they're going to be okay with that. You're like, okay, we can just be friends, or fine, we can do this. But you know what's that? They're going to display to you a level of respect. It's almost like it's very logical. Swords are very logical. It's very logical energy. There's something very logical about it. It's not based on what you're used to in the past. Did you see with the Knight of Wands? That's what you were used to in the past. It had, like, you know, race car vibes, like flames vibes, like everything was based on lust. And I'm not saying that you don't have attraction to this person, that there's not a lustful aspect. Oh, honey, but the Queen of Wands in reverse, this person definitely, like, you're gonna feel that heat with them, but you're still going to be able to control it, or want to control it, and they're also gonna be able to do that too, out of respect. You're gonna respect each other's boundaries. But the divine's saying, yeah, you're gonna try to convince yourself that, you know, you don't want them. And they're going to be okay with that. And by default, what's going to end up happening is you're going to realize they're not going to be manipulative or anything like that. They're just going to respect you. There's going to be an actual genuine friendship that's going to spark here, that's going to begin here. If it hasn't already. Someone that you go to lunch with. For some of you, this is going to be a very specific confirmation. I'm going to tell you right now. This is somebody. This person was also burned in the past. This person also has healing to do. That's how you can know who I'm talking about. This is your real life partner. The Star card in reverse means you might mirror each other in that way. Actually, both of you, you might be the one trying to set a boundary with this person, and this person's going to also, in a way, have a boundary too. And it's great because you're just naturally going to be going the same speed. You're going to know this person, whoever I'm talking about, maybe they were married in the past. They had a relationship themselves in the past with somebody that manipulated them. And they themselves have not fully healed from that. That is also why the divine has not brought you two together yet. It's giving twin flame vibes here. They will bring you together right at the perfect, or they have already, okay? Remember, I don't want to stomp every time I'm channeling to talk about time, guys. It's exhausting. Archangel Michael saying, like, you guys already know the point, right? Like, you know, if I'm talking about something in past tense or present tense, I'm just saying it. Like, you know, apply it how you want to apply it. It's all fluid. But it's exhausting to, like, stop the flow of energy and channel the message to, you know, emphasize that or gender or whatever. You get the point. Apply it, you know. You can figure out it's all, there's a part of, there's deciphering here too when it comes to collective readings. But yeah, this person was either married in the past or had a relationship with the past or had a child in the past with this person. They had somebody in their life that burned them. And they haven't fully healed from that. So the divine separated you guys at a certain point because of this. Or you just haven't met them yet. You haven't come together because of that. And I think that when you come together, things are not completely finalized 100%, but enough where you can start connecting. Keep that in mind, because Archangel Michael is saying that's going to be an indicator of who this person is. Either that already happened or that's exactly how it's going to play out. You're used to, I'm saying in the past, you have dealt with people that have been the manipulators, that have done actually what somebody did to them. It's almost, yeah, wow. This is twin flame energy, man. But without all of the toxic steps. Because, you know, there's a lot of, I haven't talked about twin flames. I started this channel and Archangel Michael's reminding me like that wasn't an accident. It was a twin flame channel, and then I had to pause because Archangel Michael told me to pause. The divine, my guides told me to pause with that concept because unfortunately I was attracting, it was attracting people that were actually in bondage energy. Using that as an excuse for people that weren't really meant for them. And nothing's an accident, everything's an experience, but it got to a point where it was stopping people from ascending. But it's okay. He's saying it's okay to talk about it again. So I guess the collective that Archangel Michael has brought to me right now has healed a lot. And is able to see these concepts more rationally. without that Seven of Cups illusion, you know, that urgency, that energy that we talked about in the beginning, that like, I need to know energy. You guys healed a lot of that. But yeah, this person is a perfect mirror. Wow. Meaning, I don't think you've ever met somebody that has, you guys have the same values, same sense of humor. There's something about your childhood that's similar, either your experiences, or maybe you know them from childhood. Maybe you went to school together, high school together, elementary school together. I don't know, maybe you're from the same town and you didn't even know it. Maybe you lived in the same area but never met. That's twin flame vibe, right? Right, like you felt oddly attracted to this person, but when you were in the same vicinity as them, you could have crossed each other's paths a million times, and at certain moments never even talked. That's how you're gonna know who this person is. Because see, when somebody has a twin flame, you kind of live parallel lives for a long time until it's time to click. And you know what's crazy? I had to stop the last recording because of the fire alarm, and then I pressed record again, so you're not going to see it on your screen, but on my end, when I was talking about this person, I looked up at the device. It was 1441, and that's my Archangel Michael number, so that's confirmation. Anyway, so I don't think that you've ever met somebody that has like a complete, like a mirror experience to. You're going to be able to relate with this person basically on a lot of your pain, but not in a toxic way. You're going to know this person was either married before and their ex-wife or ex-husband really did them dirty, cheated on them, something very hurtful, which this person, they found out the truth. This person ended up being, this is just an unfortunate situation that they went through. They could have had a child together. This person could have loved this person a lot. They could have a child together. Did I say that? Obviously, if you have a child, you love this person, right? Or you got married, you love this person. But this person had dealt with some stuff that they really did not deserve, but unfortunately, it was part of their soul's journey. It was part of their lesson. This person that I'm talking about that's going to be connected with you has a very genuine heart, very genuine soul, no bad intentions for anyone. And some way, somehow, they started a whole connection with somebody that really like did them dirty, like out of nowhere. I wish I can tell you that I see that, you know, there was like all like, you know, huge toxicity going on here, but no, I'm getting maybe somebody that had a kid with somebody, a little young, and so the person that they were with stayed because of the child and tried because of their own shadow, acted like they were madly in love, but fell into their own devil energy after a while, and started to seek pleasure, and you know, something like that. I don't, you know, whatever the case may be, this person got heartbroken by somebody, and it's something with the star in reverse. They did a lot of healing for it, but not 100%, because this is one of those situations. The divine wants you, don't be jealous of people's pain, please. That's how, if they tell you their story and you feel jealous, then you're not ready. Okay? Then you're not ready. It should not trigger you. I feel like this is somebody that you're going to sit with and be able to discuss what you've gone through, and they're going to discuss what they've gone through. They're going to tell you that they still have a spot for this person, that it still hurts them. That's not, if that triggers you, then you are not ready to, you know, that's going to be a mirror. That's going to tell you that you need to heal something, because this is all real life stuff. There's always going to be a little sore spot there, because they created something significant with somebody that really betrayed them bad, and they really did nothing to deserve it. This person is a great person. That's why that star is in reverse, because it's not like fully, or maybe, you know, relatively recent. Thing is, when you're gonna know who this person is, because again, you're gonna have your Queen of Swords sword up, right? Like, look, I also went through stuff, so I'm not trying to rush into a relationship. You're gonna have a list of excuses why you need to take your time, or why you're not trying to date right now, or why you don't want to be in a relationship, or why you're avoiding people, or, you know, why you can't meet up, or why you just want to be friends. You yourself, that's going to be an indication that this is who I'm talking about. The divine is describing this person so you know who it is when they come. Because they're not going to give you, you're going to feel attracted to them, but they're not going to give you the urgency, or, you know, to trigger all of those wounds that you had before that got you, you know, chasing people that weren't good for you. No. But you are going to feel connected enough to want to, like, start to trust them, and but like as a friend, like, you're gonna start to feel really comfortable with this person. This person might come over for like a glass of wine, and you're gonna, you know, seeing them like as a bud, as a friend, and your connection might actually start, which is crazy. It's gonna start by you guys healing each other, which is crazy, because it's why I say it's crazy is because I'm hearing my guides explain to me how this works, and it's like, it's not what you would expect, right? But that's how you know it's a soul connection, because usually when people meet someone, if you go on a date, etc., you're trying to impress that person, etc., and then you move on from there. But no, this connection actually starts from you talking about your pain and things you've gone with, and them talking to you about their pain and things that happen. Usually if you go on a date with someone and they start talking about their ex the whole time, you're gonna start running like this red flag. But because you guys made a conscious decision to just like hang out and just have a good time, you're both gonna be talking about your pain points, and you're not going to be triggered by it. And what's going to happen is that you guys, over time, without even realizing it, are actually going to start healing each other's wounds. You're actually going to be the force, the energy that ultimately you could only heal yourself. You'd never seek healing from someone else, but it's just going to happen organically, and that's why they're a twin flame. It's like that gap finally is going to close. And say, how did you guys meet? Oh, we started hanging out to vent about our exes. What? That's what Archangel Michael basically said, yes. Because you're gonna marry each other in that way, but it's actually gonna be very beautiful, because you're obviously gonna see yourself in each other, and eventually come to that organic realization that, wait, you understand me, I understand you. We have the same fears here. Again, I did say you guys also have the same values in general. What I mean by values, just your moral compass, what you think is right, what you think is wrong, what kind of things you like, what you want children, you don't want children, your love of children. You guys, with this elephant, I just heard this person, you may be an animal lover. They may be an animal lover. You might like dogs. They might like dogs, fish, whatever. I mean, cats. I mean, whatever the case may be. You guys are in a bond. Music. You're also going to share. I just heard an airplane. You might both love traveling. They may live a little bit at a distance now, but at some point you guys lived close. I'm getting. So you guys might initially also not meet as often because there's some kind of distance. Even if it might not be like, it could be very far, but for some of you, I'm talking distance like an hour, but that's enough where you can't meet every day, right? So, but again, you're not going to feel the pressure of like, oh, I'm going on a date, I'm going to meet this person. Like literally, you're just starting a friendship, and then you're going to realize at a certain point that, whoa, this was here all along. No, the divine's like, yeah, this was here all along. We were just waiting. I just put the deck for you to walk away from some of the energy that will allow you to be ready for this person that we've had for you for a while. The Hierophant. Spiritual connection. Wow. That. This person's also the Three of Wands. Again, like you guys see the world in very similar ways. This just fell, the Two of Cups and the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. Oh my God. This is beautiful. You guys see the world in very similar ways. That's what I mean by, that's how you're gonna know this is a twin flame. I can't believe this is where Archangel Michael took me today. I didn't expect it. I'm also melting, Archangel Michael. I wish there was a way for me to turn the AC on. Oh my God. But that might be an omen for you. Maybe they live somewhere warm. Maybe it's warm right now. Maybe you're gonna meet them this summer. But summer, I mean, I don't know where you live. I know that there's people from all over the world that watch. So if you're on the, southern hemisphere, then when it's hot, it's December, right? I don't know why I just said December, something with December. Well, maybe this person's born in December. Something significant happens in December of this year. But with the Three of Wands, it's like the Three of Wands is all about like finally getting to a point where you could see the future. You already made the plan. Now you're just waiting for things to move forward. But she's an astronaut, and she's on Mars. And followed by the Two of Cups and the Sun, it's literally the energy of what Archangel Michael said. Like, you have felt like an alien for a long time. Like or you purposely kept yourself on another planet, not interacting with anybody, or being romantically open, literally in a spacesuit, hypothetically speaking, not even, like as an analogy, not even breathing the same air as people around. You finally take off that helmet though and realize, wait, there is somebody out there like that's for me. I don't know why I thought that maybe I wasn't gonna ever find this true like happiness. I thought that maybe at some point I would, find someone when I'm older or something, but you lost hope at a certain point. You really did. And maybe it didn't affect you. You weren't thinking about this on a regular basis, but kind of were just going with emotions. You were okay being that lone astronaut. And again, as an analogy, if you're on Mars, you kind of think you're the only person there, right? And you realize, wait, no, there's somebody else on Mars, and we're both the same. Two of Cups. Wow. This time somebody actually has something to offer. Equal give and take. That symbol reminds you like of the hospital symbol. I don't know if you can see it. Archangel Michael just led me to that. That's just meaning this connection is going to be, despite you being the Queen of Swords at some point, very healthy. You being the Queen of Swords is actually very beneficial because you learned enough to know that you didn't want to start anything on a trauma bond. You've been in trauma bonds before, so you lead with that sword now for protection. Also, when you are connected with this person, you're living more in your truth. The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, I don't really mention signs, but this is a Libra energy, air energy. Queen of Swords is Libra energy. You could also be Gemini, Aquarius. It's also wands on the table. Fire signs. Cups, water signs. The Sun card. The happiest card in the deck. A divine connection. The sun to the star are mirrored. You may be older, a little bit older. Or he may be older age-wise, but I mean both of you, like you're not in your early 20s, right? Again, well, yeah, I guess because we spoke about people that had past relationships. You might have kids. They might have a son, you might have a son. The Sun card, number 19, I don't know if some of you were born on the 19th. That just came through to me. It could be 19 days, 19 months. You're gonna get a sign in 19 hours about this person, whether you recognize it or not. Maybe you see them on social media, or you're gonna see their name pop up and you might not realize it, but it'll come to you once, and maybe down in the future, like, oh wait, I did see a sign. You might be having a child. Some of you, this is a pregnancy. This is way in the future though. Again, there is nothing irrational that's going to come out of this relationship. It's very healthy. It's crazy because, you know, see, the Sun card here, he's riding this rocking horse with a red flag on it. I noticed that last time. The red flag, what is that? How is that? You know, the Sun is the happiest card in the deck. So that's, with the star in reverse, it's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you guys come together with and put your red flags on the table like it's nothing. Because you're coming together not thinking that you're looking for a relationship. Or you come together defeated, or something's going on, right? Like there's some kind of red flags being waved, but not in a way that you're cautious of them, like in a way of like you guys helping each other through them somehow, to the point where there's like a childlike innocence. You're like, yeah, these are red flags that I went through. Yeah, these are my red flags. Yeah, we're in love. Yay. You know? And again, with the child there, it's like that, the red flags, you guys also heal each other naturally. Your childhood wounds, whatever they were, they go away. You guys also, I'm saying, like, what I meant by you guys, I mean, this twin flame energy, you guys have similar, you might have, you could be from a different culture, doesn't matter, but you have different, similar values. Maybe you're from the same, like, ethnicity, maybe you're not. There's something, though, that's very similar. Your outlook on how to raise kids, your outlook on how to live life, your outlook on what makes you happy, like, it's just, you know, you guys, it's very similar. And whoever I'm talking to is actually very this is a, what I call a man or a woman. What do I mean by that? This is somebody that takes care of business. If they have children, they're a good father. If they have children, they're a woman, they're a good mother. If they have money, they don't spend it frivolously. If they have a plan to buy, you know, they own property, they have plans to buy property. They're very level-headed. So there's nothing again here, you know. And again, you don't come together knowing this about this person, it just happens, which is the beautiful thing. But you're gonna notice after time, you have the same humor, you like the same things. Like you're gonna know you like the same movies. I just split it, started shuffling, and look what came out. Man, that's not confirmation. Because after all of this channeling, I said, Archangel Michael, I don't know how long you've been watching. I don't know, you clicked off, if you zoned out, and now you're back. It's actually longer than I thought this would be. Okay, and actually to the point where I have a child. I don't know if you, some of you know, some of you don't. And she's supposed to sleep a lot earlier today. So I had that in the back of my mind to limit the time of this reading, even though I was trying to flow. And her cousin, who misses so much, actually called her. I hear her on FaceTime, like they're having a blast. It's like Archangel Michael also set that up, because he's like, no, I have a lot that I have to say today, so don't worry, I got you. Like Archangel Michael set up babysitting. She's like, no, I don't want to go to sleep. I'm like, fine, because, you know, she loves her cousin, misses her cousin. That might be an omen for some of you too. You guys might relate in that aspect. I don't know why I keep saying this. Don't take offense to this, please. I keep saying like funny reels and things like that on that pop up on social media. I don't even know if it's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. It just I don't even do Snapchat. I just, you know, whatever, it pops up. I barely even click TikTok. Like, I'm very old school with it. I don't care. I like to limit what I consume. But these like funny things about, it was an African American, a black guy, whatever. I don't, you know, I'm not just politically correct. He was black, okay, black American, whatever. And he was like, how come? And don't take this personally. It was supposed to be funny. And he's from the South. I don't have a Southern accent. He's like, how come white people don't have cousins, right? Because he was saying how, like, you know, black people and also Hispanic people, like, have cousins everywhere. Like, you know, they're like an extension of us. They're like our siblings. Not, you know, not saying white people don't have cousins, but just noticing that, like, they're not as close a lot of times. I'm laughing at that because I'm also of Hispanic descent. And it's true. Like, my family is so large, and we were raised to be so close. And I always thought that was normal. But, like, for example, when we go to graduations, and I notice where my daughter goes to school, there are, like, no minorities, right? So my daughter may be one of the few. And, like, for graduation, it's just like mom and dad, maybe a grandma. And then for us, it's like not normal not to tell her first cousins, because for her, they're her siblings. You know what I'm saying? And, like, we grew up like that. Like, everything we do, we include each other. And for some people think that, like, it's excessive, but it's cultural. I laugh at that. I don't know, that came to mind. Anyway, if that came to mind, I'm channeling. It's Archangel Michael saying, there's something like that, whether you related to that or not. I'm sorry for the side story. Whether you related to that or not, there's something about this person that, like, you also vibe and connect on cultural levels, even if whether you're the same culture or not. Right? Like, so it's like natural for you, right? Like, they're very close to their family. You're very close to your family. Some people think that your closeness to your family is too much. Some people think their closeness to their family is too much, but you guys are fine because that's how your families are. And for some of you, it's actually the opposite. You come from, like, you know, they're the ones with, like, and this is just an example, very, you know, big family and closeness, and you come from a very small family. So for some of you, it's actually something that you've always wanted to have, but because of maybe a different culture, you didn't. So, you know, you actually, like, there's something about in their dynamics that brings something whole, something that you've always missed to your life as well. But for most of you, you're going to vibe on that level. So it'll seem natural. I'm saying the Wheel of Fortune, Archangel Michael had me channel the Wheel of Fortune from the beginning before I even started pulling cards. Here we go with this device shaking again. Come on. I have to figure out. I don't even know how to stabilize this. I'll figure it out. You know who will help me? My dad. My dad will fix anything that comes apart. Like, he used to, like, like take things apart just to put it back together for fun, right? He's that kind of a person. Sometimes I ask myself, like, what will I ever do without my dad? Because I don't know how to do anything, because everything that breaks, I call my dad. But hey, everything that I share is not an accident. Maybe there's something about that too. Okay? Maybe there's something about that. Like, you say, oh, I don't know how to fix things. Like, what am I ever going to do without my dad? And then this person is a handyman, right? And then is able. So there's like I think everything's going to come together. And that's when that wheel of fortune, that's your wheel of fortune. That's your destiny. That's what we're going to end with right there. Your destiny, honey. That is your destiny. You've gone through. The thing is, see, you and this person, this is your real twin flame. You and this person have gone through the same experiences or very similar. The same kind of pain. And you both have the same kind of heart. And you both have lived parallel lives. So you have gone through your lessons. The divine decided to have you guys go through your lessons separately. You don't have to feed into what online says about twin flames and there's a separation and there's this. They are all different. Okay? You guys went through your lessons separately. You're going to come together. It's going to actually, you're still going to go through the process a little bit, right? Because you're going to fight it a little bit. We spoke about it in the beginning. Or you already did. Remember, time's an illusion. It's still going to come together. However, like, you both have always gone through a lot and have the same heart. So you both have the divine has had for you guys separately a karmic payout to give you, like a blessing, because you've gone through so much already. You deserve everything. So do they. That's why you guys will be in alignment, right? You're their blessing. They're your blessing. There's nothing missing. You guys are each other's destiny in that way. You guys are each other's karmic payout. You guys are each other's, like, gift from the divine for having gone through what you've gone through. Like, I don't think you ever have to deal with, like, anything difficult with this person. This is a very caring person. This is not a superficial person at all. Do you know how many people... Don't worry that you went through all this stuff. Don't worry, it made you a stronger person. Don't worry about other people getting married before you. First of all, marriage is just paper. You don't have to get legally married to come into union, number one. But you know how many people are actually legally married or in a relationship and like and they will never have what I'm seeing on this table. Because they're married to somebody that treats them like, they just deal with each other. Or this just came to mind. There's so many, and I see so many stories of like men that are good to their wives, and then their wives gain weight. And then they start saying, oh, I lost attraction to my wife. She gained weight or whatever, Like, and I always find that so awful. I'm like, that's not a real connection. And that this person, whoever they're with, is not really healed. Because when you're connected via the soul, none of that should matter. And the person who I'm talking about, and you are that kind of person, you're not going to care if if one of you starts balding, if one of you, gains weight and needs to lose weight. I don't know why that's coming up. Maybe some of you feel like when you meet this person, because that did come up earlier. Archangel Michael said some of you, because of what you've gone through or what you've been healing, it's actually taken a toll on you physically. You might have put on weight, or you might have, acquired some gray hairs you didn't have, or you've aged. Stress will do that to you. It's caused some kind of health issues. You see, that stuff is superficial. This person doesn't care about that. This is the person that will only care about a soul. When your soul, when you guys connect, all of the things that like you're insecure about, you're not gonna care with this person. Especially when because you're connecting, probably not even thinking that you're gonna be romantic, right? Like you're just gonna develop a friendship. But by default, you guys are going to, because this is a soul connection, it's very healthy, you're gonna motivate each other to look your best, feel your best, take care of your health, which you should be doing on your own anyway. But because you guys were still kind of, both of you, I'm saying both, this is the twin flame connection, had more healing to do, you know. You still weren't 100%. Because you're not going to feel any judgment with this person. There's no judgment of your past. There's no... This Eight of Cups, at some point, you walked away from love, your emotions. In reverse, you're not going to feel that way anymore. You're never going to feel that way anymore. This is, I really didn't expect this. Guys, give me 1 second. Sorry. Plum? Plum, are you still on FaceTime? Yeah. You know it's midnight, right? No. What do you mean, so? Yeah. Who are you talking to now? Yeah. Do you want to just skip counseling? I don't want you to. Okay, well then you need to shower right now. 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. I could have stopped the video, but I'm not. I just had to be a mom. She's having a good time with her cousin, but she does have to, you know, go to camp. To go to camp. I meant to put the ones, okay, so maybe I need another deck. My gosh, this room is hot. Archangel Michael, they're still with me. I was gonna do the candle wax reading, but then I ended up channeling. This ended up being who you're gonna end up with a reading. I clicked record, not thinking anything. And that's the beauty of spending a day meditating. The connection's like super clear as day. You know, if you do something, for some of you, there's something about you, maybe you work in spirituality, or maybe, well, you are into tarot and stuff because you're here watching it. This person's not going to judge you for that, which is another thing, I don't know, Archangel Michael's telling me to bring up. I guess it's important. Because you may feel like, you know, maybe where you live, there's a lot of people that are Catholic or Christian or, you know, religious, and you believe in God too, and you, etc. But you're a little bit, you have a more modern, individualistic way of looking into, you know, spirituality, obviously, which to me is the truth, right? Maybe you're not into like organized religion, whatever the case may be. This is someone that's gonna accept everything about you. You're gonna bond on I'm telling you, this is everything that this is what's meant for you. What else can I say? That's what Archangel Michael's saying. I'm gonna say, you know what, for some of you, you've met this person before. For some of you, you know who this is. You've either already met them or you know of them. But for some of you, actually, you don't. It's just that you know their spirit. I'll pull a card on that. I don't know. Tarot del Fuego is not really like what I was looking for here, but I'll get one from here. Tarot del Fuego. Maybe this person may speak another language as well. Something about speaking other languages. Maybe you both speak other languages. Oh well. She said she was gonna go take a shower in 5 minutes, and she's having the time of her life down there. Sometimes you just gotta let them be. She's gonna be a little tired tomorrow. But it's summer break. I'm gonna trust that she has the strength. Obviously, I'm not, you know, I with limits. She will either learn that not sleeping enough is very difficult because she's at a sports camp, okay, and not do it again, or it's totally worth it because she needed that bonding time. Wow. As long as it's not like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, it's okay, she'll live. Wow. Wheel of Fortune again with the Fool. Archangel Michael just needed this to come out back to back. We got it twice. Those cards came out before. They had to come out together. You guys are weirdos in the best way, because these are my weird cards. I love them. You guys are very colorful. Colorful. In the best way. You have a lot of life experience. Look at all of that in the background. Like a lot has happened. A lot has happened. You've seen a lot of things, done a lot of things. Been exhausted for a while. There's the dog again. You might be dog. There's something, maybe you guys, you're dog lovers. I'm a dog lover. Maybe that's why this stands out to me. I love dogs. I wish I could have 1 million. You guys have been through the tower moment to see this. Wheel of Fortune has a tower in the back. You've had homes in the past. You've had cups of water, emotion, which signify emotion, spill. I mean, you name it. And somehow all of that is like still going on when you connect, but you're still having, you're still moving forward. Like his knees red there, his feet are red. That's what I'm saying. Like you might meet at a point where like you still have some work to do, but you meet along the way in the journey, and you heal each other in the process. And then you realize, oh shit, what do you think about dating? Maybe we shouldn't. F it. Naturally, no thinking, no, did he text me? No, none of that. You telling this person I don't want anything serious in the beginning, if that's what they're not even gonna be triggered by that, because like honestly, it's something about them, they feel the same way. This is beautiful. Wow. Wheel of Fortune twice is 10. It could be something, October could be significant. Wow, wait, is that what flipped here? You can't make it up. This is what needed to come out here. Because Archangel Michael now wanted this to come out like in the sequence for you. The Wheel of Fortune, the Fool card, and the Lovers. 3 major arcana back to back. Oh, honey. The Lover's card. That's self-explanatory. But I was wondering why I was guided to this deck, because this deck, the images are not, like it has a certain vibe, and it wasn't the vibe I was feeling, but Archangel Michael doesn't lie, and he was right. So I get it now. Because the Lover's card in this deck, it has a 2-headed woman. So they're confirming, the message also. I feel like this is somebody that had a relationship in the past, or dealt with someone that was very two-faced in the past. You have two. You both have a past. This person looks like they're in like the old school jail outfits, or suits. So like there's something about whoever they were dealing with that still has locked and bound, but it's fire through their body because they're a twin flame. It's okay. Again, you're not even going to be triggered about the fact that you're literally going to come together and you're going to talk about like all these people and the like, none of that. It's everything that you would find odd if you were to connect with this person while like looking for love, right? Like, I don't want to, why am I talking to you about, why are you obsessed with your ex? You know what I'm saying? But again, you're just gonna start as friends and it's just gonna happen. This person this person, if one of you has an ex, one of those exes are difficult, not both of yours, but eventually it won't be a problem. What do I mean by that? Like, for example, I am separated, but like, I don't have any problems with my ex. Actually, when they come, my ex lives over somewhere else overseas. So when he comes for anything related to my daughter, his mom and his dad tag along and my family tags along, and he's married now to someone else. And I invite them to my house. They all, like, we go out to dinner together, like, as a family, like him, like my, you know, like, because I mean, for my daughter, like there are no emotions, like there are no feelings anymore. It's pure respect and love for my daughter, you know? So one of you might have that situation, one of you might not. But eventually, if that is your situation, if you both have that situation, eventually that will, you know, it will be, there won't be much drama. But with the Queen of Wands again, man, and the Five of Swords, I'm saying one of you, well, somebody is connected. Somebody's has that Queen of Wands energy that I told you about. Five of Swords is that, like, deceptive energy. One of you dealt with someone that's a lot more problematic. Okay? And did them dirty. You might have some kind of connection to the person that did them dirty too. Maybe you knew them. Maybe you know them. There's some kind of connection. Maybe it's like coincidental. I don't know. We have the 10 of Cups that just came out here, which is, again, beautiful. The best card. The 10 of Cups. What's the 10 of Cups? The ultimate relationship. Why is the Queen of Wands here that, you know, that we talked about here with the Five of Swords? Which is a deceptive energy. Is there going to be some kind of blockage, or has there with the Nine of Swords? Nine of Swords is that anxiety. Queen of Pentacles. There may be some worry at some point in your connection with this person that there's going to be issues between you and their ex. I don't know why there would be some worry, but I do see it, so I'm just calling it what it is. The Queen of Pentacles would be you, which is somebody that's extremely stable, wise, has been through a lot. The white hair, meaning, you know, wisdom, things you've gone, like, you know. The Nine of Swords is also that anxiety, but with that porcupine, it has a blindfold, so it's like, you know, you're just going with it. But unfortunately, somebody that this person dealt with is very manipulative. Five of Swords is like somebody always trying to one-up somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as a relationship continues, there may be issues again. Like, let's say they have a child, the mom of the child saying, you know, I don't want my child around a new person, or I'm not letting the child sleep over. Like, you know, there's some kind of drama. Obviously, because I don't want to paint a fairy tale. Archangel Michael's saying, like, life is life. One of you has a more difficult situation than the other. But as long as you remain stable, you have nothing to worry about. Because what's important, honey, Four of Wands. Wow, that's union. That is establishing a home with someone. Four of Wands is moving in with someone, and it's a flame. It's a twin flame connection. I really did not think I was going to pick up on twin flame energy today. I really strayed from that type of reading, but Archangel Michael really just like came through. The number 4 is also the number of stability, guys. So what's important here is, even if this person is problematic, you and your twin flame, I'm going to call it as it is, I can't ignore it, are stable enough where you will be able to handle this with grace, and eventually it will be, you know, things will be fine. Right? That's just something that the divine wants to bring up to your attention, that, you know, the only kind of issue that you may come across. But, you know, things aren't, life isn't perfect. So there is some kind of something like that. And it might, you know, but you will always be able to take care of it, you know. Seven of Swords in reverse, exactly. Seven of Swords upright is literally deception. Someone always trying to deceive somebody else. Somebody always trying to instigate. The Lion, starting problems. There's a lion blindfolded, meaning like, what happens when you blindfold a lion? They're gonna go crazy, try to attack everything. Like, this person might be whoever they were dealing with or is attached to. They have someone attached to them that's an instigator. And this is, again, way far into the relationship. Maybe not. It could be pretty soon. Otherwise, they wouldn't be bringing it up. Because maybe something about your friendship with this person, someone that they used to deal with, or the mother of your child, father of your child, someone finds out and they try to stir some stuff. But the Seven of Swords came out in reverse, meaning like it's still not going to affect your connection. It's something that this other person had to deal with. Plus the audacity, like, this person was the one that hurt this person, you know, and, you know, they have their own healing journey to go through. Eventually, the divine will lead this other person to heal, and it will be fine. As long as you handle everything with grace, you'll be okay. Don't get worried about it. Why did you bring that up now then? Just as a confirmation? Why did you bring it up now? Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles with the Four of Swords in reverse. And the Eight of Cups. Just to confirm to you that if something like this were to happen after, you know, something like this were to happen with the Eight of Cups, just to confirm to you, this person has completely... Again, you guys, you're gonna know. There's no confusion, because you guys, this is gonna be such an organic connection. Just to confirm to you that this person's gonna be able to balance Two of Pentacles, the, you know, the past and the present, in a way where they have, you know, they will eventually, like, fully walk away from all of the drama with this person, or the pain that this person put them through. Or maybe this is just to tell you, you know, since you guys, because we did mention that you guys are gonna still have some healing to do together when you come together. That might bring up with the Nine of Swords. Maybe it's you. Yeah. That fear, that anxiety might start creeping in at some point. Like, what if this person really isn't over them? Right? Divine's saying, listen, you're going to have, it's natural to have those thoughts. Don't worry about it, though. You have, like, just keep that in mind. And remember that you don't have, you don't have anything to worry about. If this is a very truthful person, this is not going to have any resemblance to anybody from your past. If they say something is done, something is done. Like I said, this is like a man or a woman, like meaning like solid, like, and the morals, the values are like, what you dreamed, what anybody would want, like loyal, truthful. This person does not lie, cannot lie, will not lie, has never been a liar. I'm telling you, and I'll confirm that for you. How? With what deck would I confirm that? What? The Southern Oracle? Why? Oh my gosh, hold on. What is it? Bless your heart. Number 6. Just the number of love. It says friendship, appreciation, devotion, worthiness, caring, playful teasing. It's just confirmation. That 42. Don't get your feathers ruffled. Inner calm, well-being, patience, deep breathing, compassion, the ideal. Literally took the words that I couldn't even find. Archangel Michael had me find them. Found the words for me. I'm so happy for you guys. Fixing to go get it. Required and inspired action. Now is the time. Readiness, follow through. What's so Archangel Michael really channeled like the future, what's coming. This is what's coming. You wanted to know? You know why? Because some of you, going back to the beginning, really like disconnected yourself from love. Maybe, and the divine needed to remind you, you disconnected yourself maybe a little bit too much. And the time is right to just bring it to your awareness now that this is coming, so that you can start bringing that to your consciousness. It's coming. And I'm so happy for you. If you stayed here to the end and you resonated and you feel it in your heart that this is for you, then it's for you. I'm sure I gave enough confirmations along the way for you to know if this, like, if you dreamt of this person, if you think, like, if it would make sense. Again, this could be the future, so you may not make sense. I'm telling you. You know what? I've already been here for way too long, I think. But some of you need some, like, final, like, confirmations just to know if this is for you. If you watch to the end, and then, then you deserve that and more. That's the candle wax reading. This person could have twins in their family, or they have mother, father, them, 2 extra siblings. That could be a confirmation for you. This person might like to golf. I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's what I'm seeing. Or play baseball, volleyball, tennis, something with a ball, like small ones. What's this? And I'm seeing some kind of winter birthday. I just saw a December snowman. I don't know why I'm hearing this person might work for Apple or have something to do with computers, have their own business of some sort. There may be, if they do have a child, for a lot of you it's a son. If you're having trouble having children, if you want children, you are going to have a child. The reason it hasn't happened is because there's still that bit that needs to be healed. I see that because all these, what's dropping, it's like I'm seeing, they're showing it to me as like eggs. Maybe you've tried in vitro. You're not gonna have to try anymore. At some point, it's just gonna happen naturally. I'm being told if you are trying to have a child, there may be something, some kind of, the doctors are not picking it up, but you might have some kind of bacterial infection that you may not be aware of that's actually causing infertility. And that's crazy because it's the simplest thing, but that has something to do with it. Anyway, moving on. That's just for somebody. You guys both like to travel a lot. One or both of you may be from the islands or from an island. One of you may have a G name, a C name, a D name, an A name, a V name, a Y name, a T. I'm gonna leave it here. Love and light.